So yeah, if you populate those type of questions with real ideas that you consider serious, then then you'll have some more ideas go on inside your mind. You'll have some more inspiration for change, or just I don't know. Yeah, for change. Inspiration seems to bring about change. So, um, so my sister asked me the other day, how does meditation work? Like when you got a lot going on, when you're in life. Maybe how does meditation work when it seems distant from my lifestyle? With all this, she's got 3 kids and she's she works real hard. And, she's got a lot going on. She's got a family and married and doing all that. She says, so how do you meditate when it's like when the environment's like that? And I don't know. Um, I think you just have to. I think you just have to get started. Um, you just got to get going doing it because you'll find your own path. Um, and so, you yourself will tell yourself. Your brain will reveal that to you. And so, yeah, I know maybe meditation can kind of seem distant from your environment now, but if you bring it into your environment, I think it will make you more aware of your environment. I think it will. See, the brain is powerful, and if you give it a shot at your life, like a practice where you continually induce this state of being in a lower quality of life or consciousness, quality of that consciousness, which is that lower blood pressure, um, I think the brain will perform better. I think the body will perform better. And so how do you do it when it seems maybe distant from your current environment? You just start. You just um, you just start doing it one day, and that's your own journey. You'll figure it out. They say like meditation in the morning is pretty cool. It can it can be like this interesting state where the body is like not 100% or like still kind of waking up. So it might be your brain might be like in the I don't the REM cycle or the just still kind of waking up, and you could be kind of like when you meditate you can kind of like bounce into that or something like that. For Heard people say it's kind of like pretty trippy or transcendental in the morning. And so is that a good thing? Sure. If that's what you want. If that's it's so what's gonna happen is you're just gonna I meditated in the morning and it was like that. Um but maybe it just helps you focus on your breath more, you know. I don't know. And so you'll just that'll be your own journey. Um and What's so special about that? What's so special about a practice that induces lowering your blood pressure or lowering your heart rate? Well, I think the brain functions better. I think the body functions better. at a s where the quality of the state of consciousness is like that. If there's like this continual practice, in my eyes, it would be like if you had a practice where you induce uptaking the heart rate, like exercise. Well, that would also kind of be an an altered state of consciousness as well, where the heartbeat is pumping, or the heart's a lot faster. A little bit. I don't know if it's necessarily. There's something kind of unique about sitting there, focus on your breath for a long time. Something kind of like unique about it, something kind of addictive about it. Because, I don't know. I don't know. Um, so, so that practice, the practice of exercise is good for your body. And so, um, I think the practice of lowering your heart rate, imagine doing that every day. Imagine if you meditated every day and every day you have this practice of lowering your heart rate. And so in your environment, maybe you have this practice where you're lowering your heart rate and you become more aware of your environment. And you know why that's important when you become more aware of your environment is because if you want to change, you need to become more aware of your environment. If you want to change, you need to know what's what. You need to have um, you need to have an awareness about your environment, awareness about yourself. That's important for change. Um, yeah. So being more aware of your environment is good for change because your brain can start to like make a hierarchy of stuff. Because you're to change, it seems like it's quite a bit of work. And so if you want to change, you definitely want your brain operating at its best quality of state of consciousness. So, and I think it wants to do that. That's why I think like meditation can kind of make you kind of a little bit more congruent with the environment and trees because when you get down to it and your brain wants to change, it's simple things. It very slow, simple things that it's got to move around, and it will do that. But those are like those everyday thoughts. Those are those everyday. That's that everyday stuff. And so meditation's like that. Like it'll change you in this way in which is simple. And but by that kind of slight change, it can open up a lot because you kind of change, you become maybe whatever, what you want to become. You become, you know, you know, probably more open, probably more, probably more wanting to do something, to do something with your life, wanting to change, wanting to because when you meditate, you remember you're having a conversation with yourself. So if you take that conversation seriously, therefore you can have a serious conversation about changing. Um, and so mindfulness is a practice. It's a practice of a narrative, and that narrative is what you invent. That narrative seems to be invented regardless, just by being here, and it's going on inside your mind. But with meditation, mindfulness, you can invent that narrative. You can change. Um, You know, so it's a powerful practice. And it's probably pretty similar to when people exercise and they, you know, it's people I think who exercise, they're probably doing it because they want to change too. They probably have you know, they probably have like they probably think the exercise is helping them do more you know, change, do more, complete more, have more energy for more tasks. It's change. Uh, and so I think meditation is similar to that, but it's more about kind of like what's going on up here. I think, but it's still nonetheless just a tool, probably for change. If I had to guess. So that's a little bit more about mindfulness. Oh, and if there's a good book you want to read, I recommend Henry David Thoreau. Just his meditations, his reflections. It's good stuff.